So I'm doing this vocal group harmony clinic, and it's an acapella clinic. And the reason I'm calling it an acapella clinic is because I like the clinics that they hold for musicians. You know what I'm talking about? Like a guitar clinic or a drum clinic, a bass clinic, where there's like usually some very notable musician who comes and to a seminar. They teach their tricks, you know, all their techniques, their tricks that they know. And what they're doing this for is, you know, for the fans. They're doing it also for aspiring musicians, so that, you know, they're teaching all the tricks they know for aspiring musicians and fans. It makes everyone, no matter what your reason for going to this clinic is, appreciate the art form even better, whether it's playing guitar or playing saxophone or drums, whatever it may be. But in this case, I'm focusing on a cappella. The group that I'm having presented is Quiet Storm. I think they're very articulate. They're good at explaining these things. They're going to go over a whole bunch of topics. And a lot of it is, it's somewhat technical, but it's not so technical that you have to know music theory. You don't have to read music in order to gain something from this. And if you're a singer, you will definitely get something out of it and you will improve your technique. If you're a fan, you will learn about what it takes to piece together this harmony. You'll have a greater appreciation for it. You'll be able to increase the bounty of joy that you get from the art form. And this goes for any kind of musical art form. The more you understand about the way it's put together, the greater your appreciation is for it when you know what's going on. It surely beats listening to something and you have no clue what you're listening to. So the more you learn, the greater your depth of understanding, the greater your appreciation is. Some people are surprised at the fact that I take such a relatively technical perspective when I listen to and critique the music that I love so much. And I think that they can appreciate that, especially, well, me being female, this is not a very common thing for the genre. I do this in the context of my program, the group Harmony Alley. I like to talk about the music, not only just, oh, I really love this song, but why I love it, or what I might pick out some of the parts, the components of the song that make it special to me, what I like about it, and maybe even some of the things that I don't care for about it. Because I have probably a less popular point of view when it comes to choosing material. Now, I will say this for the a cappella genre. There's not that much room for any new, you know, for the appreciation of any newly written material. Most of the fans that are following this type of classic vocal group harmony are not looking for new material. They're looking for recordings that have been made, you know, 40, 50 years ago or even more. You know, the classic groups who did the recordings from the earliest part of the period that we love so much, the, you know, early rhythm and blues type groups, some of the early pop stuff, and as it moved on into the doo-wop era and also into some of the soul era. There's so many songs that generally go unnoticed by many groups. And I think if some groups had more discriminating taste, they would choose material that is less common, maybe more obscure. Because I am not one of these people, and I'll say this, I want to be real clear about this. I'm not one of these people who believes that when an a cappella group or any group gets up there on the stage and performs the material, that everybody in the audience has to know the songs. You know, I think some groups are very uncomfortable with singing a song because they think there might be some people in the audience who don't know it. I don't care about that too much, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, if your group is good, and you're doing the song well, you know, you're performing it well, the audience should be able to appreciate you. And if you don't win them all over the first time, don't worry about it. My attitude is, do what you want to do, what's in your heart. If you try second guessing yourself and calculating so much to the point where you have to worry about whether or not the audience is going to know the song, to appreciate the song, I think you're removing the artistry out of it. And like I said, it's, you know, this is a very limited artistry to begin with because there's very little margin for appreciation from the fans for any new material. The artists have to do material that's already been recorded 40, maybe 50 years ago. For them to keep singing, performing the same top 40 hits again and again gets really tiresome for the group. I believe the group is an artist. Let the artist be an artist. Let them explore. And as a fan, I think it's my responsibility, if I call myself a fan, to appreciate, or at least try to appreciate, what a group is offering. The groups that actually stick with the same top 40 hits and the very common stuff and keep it simple and keep it easy and real familiar and stay in that safety net, I don't think are challenging themselves. I think the best thing a group can do for themselves, for their artistry, and for the fans and for the music is to stretch beyond those boundaries. I think there's plenty of room for exploration of greater depths of material. There's a whole bunch of songs that have been recorded, hundreds, if not thousands, of great pieces of material done by classic groups, some lesser-known groups, but there's a lot of good stuff out there to choose from. I only wish that there were more a cappella groups out there challenging themselves to perform this material. And sometimes I think maybe they don't, because maybe it's too difficult. And it makes all the sense in the world to have an a cappella clinic so that a group can really give away some of the secrets, and not necessarily secrets, but just some of the techniques that would help better the groups that are out there who are trying to better themselves.